Marc Carmel joins us right now, Director of Longford Capital Management. Marc, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Let's talk a little bit about your company and specifically what you do.
Absolutely. So Longford Capital Management is a litigation finance firm. We have $500 million under management, and what we do is we look for good legal cases to invest in on a non-recourse basis. So we put money in, we don't take any control of the litigation, we don't control who the lawyers are, we don't control what their strategy is or if they settle and when they settle, but we provide them the capital they need to pay for lawyers, to pay for experts, to pay for expenses of litigation, and sometimes to even pay for other aspects of the business, be they distributions to creditors or operating expenses or to pursue other ventures.
Are there particular sectors that you work with more than others?
So we work with any sector. We do commercial litigation, but not in the class action context. So we'll do general commercial litigation, we'll do antitrust and trade, we'll do intellectual property infringement, and then my focus is on restructuring and distressed investments, which is one of the reasons I'm here at the conference.
And here at the conference, you're speaking on a panel that is discussing Ponzi schemes. We all, of course, know of the Madoff scheme and, all of that. Talk to us a little bit about how you come across this in your line of work.
So most of the time, people are coming to us as the lawyers that want to pursue the litigation. They have a good case, but they don't have the money to bring it. And so they'll reach out to us. Sometimes there'll be creditors who were harmed or victims of the Ponzi scheme, and they're basically looking to right the wrong that was done to them, and they want us to finance the litigation.
Has the face of the Ponzi scheme changed since Madoff?
It's interesting because we're right now in a market in which there's so much money that you don't see as many Ponzi schemes as we might see. I expect that at some point the economy is going to turn around, the new capital into Ponzi schemes is going to dry up, and then all of a sudden it's going to become more apparent that there were Ponzi schemes. I also expect that the technological changes, including cryptocurrency, may drive a number of Ponzi schemes, because it's unclear. Some of that may be legitimate, but that certainly any kind of new technology and new investment opportunities is also an opportunity for someone to take advantage of unwitting victims.
Well, let's talk about that for a moment. That's a great point. Are there enough regulations in place? Do we need more regulations? What type of regulations? Everything's changing so quickly.
So I think it's something that will, in terms of what regulations make sense, it's going to take time to see how things play out and then to look back. I mean, one of the things that's interesting about regulations versus new industries is the idea that it's hard to figure out how those new industries and the new technologies are being used in ways to take advantage of people until they actually have taken advantage of people. So generally, when you have developments like cryptocurrency, which is so new, you don't know exactly how people are abusing the rights that they have until after they've abused them. And so it's unfortunate because people are already victimized by the time you put the laws in place, but to some extent you need to figure out how people took advantage of the situation to figure out how to stop it in the future.
Now, this is great insight that you'll be sharing during your panel today, but there are several other panels going on here during the symposium. Why is it valuable to you to come to these M&A Advisor Symposiums?
So we've started this morning, and already I've seen a panel that's on the restaurant industry, and I just left a panel that was on the real estate industry and how that's changing with technology and with the online presence. And so I'm seeing experts in their field talk about all different areas and ways in which there's distress and there's change in the market. And inevitably that's going to lead to some restructurings, and within those restructurings, inevitably there's going to be some litigation, which is relevant to what we're doing.
Absolutely. Marc, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great to talk to you today.
Appreciate your time.